For those of you who know Charlie already, you can see he's been for a grooming. So he's a lot more comfortable now than, now that the weather's getting warmer, he's much more comfortable. Right, Charlie? Yeah. We have been a month now living full-time in the van. And for any of you who are thinking about going full-time, there are some things that you really need to consider. Oh, sorry. It doesn't last very long, does it? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chasing the Moon RV. I'm Zia, and I make videos about full-time van life with my little sidekick down there, Charlie. Avoiding boredom when you're living full-time in a van. It's quite a different thing to be full-time as a retiree and full-time as someone who's still working. If you're still working, your days are going to be pretty full for the most part. And if you're still working, you're probably younger than I am, or some of the other full-timers that watch or part-timers that watch this channel. And so if you're younger and still working, you're probably also still out there doing a lot more physical things. There's also a big difference between being a full-time van lifer and being relatively stationary, staying in a particular area and not doing a lot of traveling, or being a full-time road tripping van lifer. I was full-time for 4.5 months last year, as some of you know. And those days were so full that every day was a new adventure. There was new terrain. I was going from the Rocky Mountains to the prairies, coming from a rainforest area, very lush and green, coming across new cities and towns and landmarks and meeting new people all the time. And about the only time I had that was leisure time, well, I guess it was all leisure time really when I think about it. It was pretty exciting. But the only sort of downtime that I had was spent trying to make videos and edit them and upload them. Now that I am stationary, I'm sort of back in my home area where I've lived for a long time. Now that I'm back here, I'm realizing how much time there is in a day. Now, because I'm local, I can visit with family and friends or meet them somewhere for coffee or for dinner. For example, tonight I'm really excited. I'm going out to a movie and dinner. And I'm also able to go back now a few times a week to my local pool to do some exercises. Of course, also I take Charlie out a few times a day, but he can't walk very far. He has leg spasms. So if it's cool enough, I can leave him in the van. I can go for a longer walk, but it leaves a lot of time spent either sitting in the van or sitting just outside the van. And what do you do with that time so that you don't become bored out of your gourd? Because you definitely will. You've got to have other interests, things that you can do when you are inside your van. Especially in the cooler months of the year. Here in BC, where I live, when it gets dark earlier and it gets wet, because it can get very gray and wet in BC. We get a lot of rain. You spend a lot of time inside. So you need to have interests. You need to have hobbies. Whether you've got a musical instrument with you, whether you crochet, quilt, knit, embroider, whether you paint, write, something. You can't just sit and watch YouTube videos all day or Netflix. You will soon get very tired of that. You'll get very bored. You've got to have something that stimulates your mind. And so, as I had mentioned previously, but I hadn't elaborated on, I have decided to come out of retirement to try and fill my time a bit. That's something I never thought I would do. I've been retired for a while now, and I've really enjoyed it and couldn't imagine going back to work again. But there is something that I'm very passionate about, and so I'm going to share that with you now. As you know, when I do my introduction, I introduce myself as Zia, and that has been my nickname for a really long time with family and some friends. And I really love that name, and I think Zia really suits the van life personality. But my birth name is Irene, and recently my daughter helped me refresh my website. I have my certification as a counselor. I developed a workshop quite a few years ago that I used to teach, and I'm also a certified sacred gifts practitioner. Sacred gifts did originally come from Catholicism, from teachings, but the lady who developed this program, it's not anything to do with religion, although for some people that there may be an aspect of that for them. But basically it's about the fact that we all hold things sacred in our life, and how those gifts that we have can make a difference in our lives and in the lives of the people that we love or work with. Gifts that help us find purpose and passion. So I have revamped my website. I'll put it up here. It's ireneharlow.com. But the reason that I'm sharing it with you today is that a friend of mine who owns an orchard in Summerland, BC, you will have seen it in one of my earliest videos, a lovely orchard space. We are organizing a 3-day camping weekend for senior women. I'm sorry to all the male subscribers out there. This particular event is for women only. That may change in the future, and although even a lot of my programs and workshops are being geared towards senior women, because I've seen such a need for support and encouragement for senior women, I have worked with all ages and all genders. But yes, there is a weekend being planned for the end of August, and I'm so excited about it. We have very limited space in the orchard. We can only fit about maybe 15 campers or vans, and there is going to be a workshop. My workshop will be part of that weekend. Possible optional wine tour, meet and greet, s'mores at a campfire, all kinds of fun things. So if you think you might be interested in joining us for that weekend, you will find it on the events page at ireneharlow.com. I sure hope some of you who are subscribers get to join us up there. Registration is open now, and yeah, I'm just so excited about it. I never thought I would be coming out of retirement again, but the possibility of making a difference to even one person through something that I do is very motivating for me. I said that right at the beginning of my YouTube channel. If I motivated only one person to pursue a dream that they'd put aside or that they had forgotten about, it would be worthwhile. And so now that there are more of you watching and subscribing, maybe I'll make a difference to more than one person, and that would be so lovely. That would give life so much meaning. And I think we all need to feel, especially as we get older, we need to feel we have a purpose in life. And that would certainly do it for me. Going back to the original topic, so I've come out of retirement because I want to make sure that I don't get bored living in this tiny little space. And I'm also writing. I do have a small musical instrument with me. I have some cross stitch with me. I'm going to be keeping myself busy And of course, I'm going to watch YouTube channels, and I'm going to watch some Netflix, especially on rainy days. But you have to. It's imperative. It really is imperative. If you're going to do full-time van life, and especially if you're not going to be traveling a lot, you need to have other things to keep you feeling vital and interested. So I think that's it for me today. I just want to share those thoughts with you. I always hope I don't ramble too much, because I pretty much just talk off the top of my head instead of planning things out. But wherever you are in the world, and whatever time of day it is, I hope you're having a really wonderful one. And I will say bye-bye for now.